Hello, driver education students. It's Miss Roth here again with 13.2. I'm actually going to combine 13.2 and 13.3. They're not very long, so hopefully this won't take us too long to get through. Reminder again, homework is due on Friday, and please, hopefully you've already read the chapter and maybe at least started the homework on this. Okay? Driver error. We know most collisions, most emergencies happen because of driver error. In 13.1, we talked about how if you don't properly maintain your vehicle, that's when a lot of those things can happen. So the instant you approach or find yourself in an emergency, you need to be prepared to take the right actions to avoid the conflicts. First thing we talk about, and you're going to be looking up videos later on in the week for this off-road recovery, okay? Your actions to recover from driving off the road depend on the number of wheels that are actually off of the road. You have 4 wheels off the road. Don't just try to jerk your car back on there. That's going to cause your car to possibly roll over, okay? This SUV here on the screen, it has 4 wheels off the road, okay? It's on soft turf. The grade or slope is away from the road. Move slowly to get your car back onto that road, okay? But don't jerk it. 2 wheels, firmly position your hands at 9 and 3 on your steering wheel. Steer towards the target. We're going to talk a lot about that you need to regain control of the car. You need to look at your target. So remember, your first place to look far out into where you want to go, and that's your target. So you steer towards the target while keeping your car evenly positioned halfway on the road. Slow down, take your foot off the accelerator. If you need to brake a little, brake. Try not to slam on the brake. That's not going to help you get back on the road. When the speed is less than 10 miles an hour, turn your steering wheel slightly, 3 to 5 inches to the left. When the right front tire touches the edge of the road, get back onto the road by turning your steering wheel a little bit to the right, okay, towards your lane. So you're just going to kind of slowly move yourself up 3 to 5 inches at a time and trying not to go too fast and trying not to slam on the brake, okay? If you need to swerve, a lot of times keeping yourself moving is going to be a lot better than trying to, as I always say, stop, drop, and roll, okay? So the yellow car sees that this car in front of them is stopped. They're stopped. They don't actually know why. Okay. He's got to make a sharp swerve. You don't have a lot of time to think about it. The swerve is less sharp at a greater distance. And again, stop, dropping, and rolling is going to be a lot more difficult than just simply swerving out of the way. Okay. If you have all those obstructions, just try to move yourself around. Take a look on page 258 of your book. That's going to help you out in looking at what some of these emergency situations are going to be. But just remember, stop, drop, and roll, not really a great thing to do. And then we talk about different roadway hazards. Again, Oak Park, lots of potholes, okay? They develop, water gets into the cracks, it expands, it contracts, and that's what creates a big pothole. You can lose control of your vehicle, you can damage it. If you must drive through a pothole, slow down to prevent your tire damage. Drive around or straddle a pothole whenever it's possible, which might not always be, okay? Again, we just talked about emergency swerving, and that's where you see objects in the road. Decide for yourself whether it's going to be better to steer around it, brake, straddle, drive over the object, straddle it, only if you know for sure you can clear it. You don't know what's in that box. You don't necessarily know what's happening in there. And straddling it, if you don't know if it's going to clear under there, you don't know how it's going to beat up the underbelly of your car. Okay. Then we talk about curves. We know we take curves almost like we take turns, where we want to ride the brake before you get there. You want to slow down as soon as you realize you're getting to it. Okay, if you're in the middle of it and you realize you're going too fast, slow down a little more, ride that brake. And then halfway through the curve, look towards your target and start to accelerate out of it. Okay, and that's really the last thing that I just want to mention is deep water, because really it's one of my favorite things to talk about. We've said it before. First of all, if you don't know how deep the water is, wait for someone else. If they go in and go bloop into it, then you probably want to go around. But remember, if you do, for some reason, wind up into that deep water, try to open the window a little bit to get the water to come in. Try to breathe through that air pocket. Remember, everything is electronic at this point, so your windows are not going to open up for very long. So what you can do is you can breathe through the air pocket, and once the water is stabilized in the inside and the out, you should be able to open a door, or you can get one of these handy dandy hammers that my father got me that slices your seatbelt and then has a nice sharp point, and you can break out the side window. Okay, so that's it for 13.2. We'll be back again, 13.2 and 13.3. So I'll be back again shortly for 13.4.